Hello again, vinyl community. This is Matt, and I have another update video today. Been to several thrift stores in the last few days, taking my daughter Sophie to a couple of them, so that was fun, little daddy-daughter time. And I went to a few, had some interesting finds. So let's get the online finds out of the way real quick. Nothing spectacular, but a couple of CDs. Seriously 80s. This is actually a great compilation. This is a 3 CD set. It has I mean, I guess as the title suggests, it's a lot of serious 80s tracks, less focus on the sort of fluff and the bubblegum pop type of stuff. So you're not going to find like Rick Astley or Whitney Houston or anything on here, but we've got the likes of The Cure and Tears for Fears, Stone Roses, Talk Talk, Joy Division, um, Heaven 17, Scritti Politti, The Lover Speaks, Soft Cell, Teardrop Explodes, Animotion, Jan Hammer, Killing Joke, um, Propaganda, a lot of sort of new wavy synth type of stuff. Really, it's really an excellent compilation. I also got this on a dance tip. This is a UK dance album from the mid 90s, 1995. There were three of these. I used to have the whole set when I lived in England. And I thought I would just get them again. The first one actually is not my favorite. I like the third one the best, which I do have ordered. But I figured since I was getting the third one, I might as well get the first one. And I don't think I ordered the second one yet, so I'm going to have to do that. And it's just, I mean, things get off to a bad start with Cotton Eye Joe by Rednecks, but, it's got stuff like M People, Real McCoy, Entrance, um, Snap. It's an okay album. It was only a few bucks. So, yeah. So that was the online purchases. Over the weekend, I took Sophie to Savers. We went on a little thrift store adventure. Did find a few items. Well, first of all, the first thing, I just got the one CD cleaner. I already have a CD cleaner. I only wanted it for the cleaning solution, and I did shake it up and down to make sure there's still liquid in there, and there is. $4. I probably overpaid for it actually, to be honest. I figured that would I be able to find that much cleaning solution for less than $4? And actually, maybe I could have done, but you know what? It's fine. It's still sealed, so a little dirty, but $4. So on Monday, I went to a Goodwill. It's a Goodwill that I go to a couple of times a month, probably. It's not where I live in Riverside. It's in a different city. Um, and I found some really interesting items, but the credit card machine wasn't working. I didn't have any cash. They didn't know it wasn't working until they tried to run my card, but it wouldn't ever get to the point where it would say insert card or swipe card on the machine. So there was some kind of computer problem. And the guy said, "Do you have cash?" I said no, but he said they would hold the items for me. So I intended to go back next week to pick them up, but my wife had a doctor's appointment this week, and excuse me. So I needed to, She wanted me to take care of Sophie for the afternoon just to make things easier. So I took a little time off work, went to took Sophie up to the Goodwill, and found some really good stuff. So let's take a look. And this is the stuff again that they put on hold for me on Monday, so I went back yesterday. So one CD, Garbage version 2.0, Britpop era, good stuff. Not as good as the self-titled album, the pink one, in my opinion, but it has some decent stuff on it. When I Grew Up was probably the big hit that was on here. I also found several records. The Monkees, Daydream Believer. This is obviously a repress from, it couldn't be from the 80s, I'm not sure. You know, it's on the Cold Gems label. Yeah, so pleased to find that. I think that was like 99 cents. I got a very nice clean copy of Jethro Tull's Aqualung. I do have 2 or 3 of Jethro Tull's albums. I did not have this one, and it's in very nice condition. Very pleased to find that. I also picked up Simon and Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. I did not have this, actually. I have all of their studio albums on vinyl, and I have some CDs of theirs as well, including kind of a anthology of sorts that has like all of their tracks on it. In fact, you know what? I even have most of their albums on 8-track, but I did not have this Greatest Hits album. Although I think I do have this one on 8-track, but I did not have it on vinyl. And nice clean copy, and you know, for $2, why not? Now, next up, I'm going to keep this little selection. This is going to be short and sweet because I'm going to make a separate video about these. These are so interesting. These are the homegrown albums that were put out in the 70s by KGB Radio in San Diego. They're compilation albums that, and I think proceeds went to charity, but I need to do a little more research on this. The only one whose condition I was not crazy about was this one, because somebody wrote taped on here, although the record itself is fine. And yeah, I got the first 5 albums of theirs, and these were all sort of local artists. Seems to be a lot of kind of folk, lights off rock type of thing. These are all artists local to San Diego, who I love the cover of this one. And the radio station picked out the best submissions and pressed them to vinyl in the 70s. And I was absolutely thrilled to find these, to be honest with you. I really was. It's such an interesting collection. And again, I'm going to make a separate video about these. I will probably play some of the tracks, maybe some of my favorites as well. I doubt that too many of these are really subject to any copyright laws now, so we should be all right with that. But yeah, I was really, really thrilled to find these. And even better, when I went back to Goodwill yesterday and I picked these up, they said I could have everything for half off, just kind of for my trouble, you know. So instead of paying $2 a record, I paid 99 cents a record. So yeah, I probably should have looked around for a few more. But so after the Goodwill, Sophie and I went to Savers. There's a Savers near the Goodwill in this city, and I hadn't been there for a while. I've been to the Savers a few times, but it had been a little while, and was pleasantly surprised. Found a few interesting items. I got a CD, got a few cassettes. The CD, I got the very first Now That's What I Call Music, the US edition. Some of you guys might know that I do like the Now albums, but the UK versions. But I saw this and I just couldn't pass this up. I have no intention of collecting the American albums. They don't interest me very much, to be honest with you, for a number of reasons. One, they're single disc. All of the UK compilations are double albums. Number 2, there are some songs on here that I just didn't. They weren't hits in the UK. When this came out in '98, I was still in the UK. I wasn't moving to the US for a few more years, and I didn't even know some of the tracks on here, to be honest with you. There was one that was a surprise, Harvey Danger, Flagpole Sitter, and I actually did recognize that. I didn't know it from the title whatsoever, but when it came on, I thought, okay, I know this song. So, you know, I just got it just because. It was the first one. I don't intend to get any more of the US ones, but yeah. I picked up 4 cassettes, some pretty good finds here, actually. Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. This one does need to have the felt pad replaced, but it's actually in here. It's still stuck in here, so I can probably just glue it. I've done that before with tapes. Just glue it back onto the metal, no problem. I also got Air Supply's Greatest Hits, Paul McCartney, Pipes of Peace. I do have this on vinyl already. In fact, I have the Dire Straits album on vinyl too, but that's okay. And now this, I couldn't pass this up. This cassette right here. This is a blind buy. I didn't know anything about it, although I guess those um, KGB albums are blind buys too. But anyway, this is by a band from Wisconsin called Wild Mountain Thyme. Thyme spelled Thyme, like the herb. And the album is called Of Mice. Sorry, of Mice, of Moose and Men. And I love the artwork on this. It's just really neat. And it's clearly a cassette that's it's a little homebrew. They probably sold these at gigs and concerts, but it does appear to be on chrome. The tape is very dark, and the tabs on the top suggest it's on chrome tape, so that's kind of cool. And another reason I got it is that it has a song on here called "Farewell to Nova Scotia," and my wife is originally from Nova Scotia, so it was kind of cool. And yeah, it turns out this was a Wisconsin band. I mean, this is really just on paper that's been printed. And yeah, just a blind buy. They were around. I think this is from the 90s. I don't know if it has any kind of a date on here. Doesn't look like it, but just from the brief research I did on Google, this is from the 90s. I think it said from 98, something like that. So yeah, I haven't listened to it yet. I'm very curious about it, and just thought this was just kind of a cool little thing, you know. You know what? Why don't we listen to it right now? What the heck? I didn't plan on doing this, but let's let's just have a quick listen. I don't even know what kind of music it is.
As down the glen one Easter morn to a city fair rode I. There are lines of marching men in squad.
That seems okay. I really like the guitar playing anyway, so that's cool. So that was my little trip to the Savers after I went to Goodwill. And then today, I went to Greg had Gregory Short had talked about a thrift store that was newly opened in Riverside called Team Amvet, and so I had some time this afternoon. I wasn't working, and I was out in that area, and so I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna swing on in there. What the heck? Because he said they had a lot of CDs, and sure enough, they did. And he mentioned this in a video he did earlier today. But the CDs are double stacked. You've got one load of CDs here, another load of CDs in front of it. It's kind of hard to go through them. And I think he said he wasn't able to go through the ones at the back. He only went through half of them. Well, I actually did go through quite a lot of the discs at the back, and they had some good stuff in there. I was very pleasantly surprised. I bought 5 CDs, and I bought 3 cassettes, and the prices are reasonable. They're not bad. The CDs were 25 cents each, so let's take a look. U2, the best of 1990 to 2000, so this is some of the slightly later stuff. We've got like even better than The Real Thing, Mysterious Ways, Beautiful Day, let's see, One, Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of, Discotheque, Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me, Staring at the Sun, and several others. I'm a little disappointed that it doesn't have The Fly on it, though. That's one of my favorite U2 tracks, but we can't have everything, you know. So yeah, pleased to find that. Yeah, you know, $2. That's kind of, I guess that's sort of the going rate for CDs. That's what you'd expect to pay at a lot of thrift stores. I also found a sealed copy of Who's Next by The Who, unopened. That's kind of cool. I do have this on vinyl, but hey, you know what? For $2, still in the shrink, unopened, I couldn't pass that up. And of course, it's got like Won't Get Fooled Again, Barbara O'Reilly, Behind Blue Eyes, one of my favorite tracks of The Who. Just iconic album. Next up, I got a couple of compilation albums. They had several compilation albums in there, and some of you guys might know I do like a good compilation album. First up is Billboard number ones of the 80s. This is a little bit of an eclectic mix. I didn't grow up in the US in the 80s. I was in England. And so I suppose I have to take their word for it that all of these tracks got to number one on the Billboard 100. It seems, I mean, did Twilight Zone by Golden Earring, was that really a number one hit? Hold Me by Fleetwood Mac? Grateful Dead, Touch of Day, Touch of Grey. um, Maybe those are all number ones. I don't know. But I like it because I do not already have a lot of these tracks. There's a lot of eclectic stuff on it. In my mind, eclectic. Like I said, like the Grateful Dead, we've got like The Cure, Fascination Street, Rush, New World Man, The Tubes, She's a Beauty. Let's see, what else? Billy Squier, Everybody Wants You. Mick Jagger, Just Another Night. It's a little, kind of an eclectic mix. It's definitely more on the rock side of things. There's very little what I would call pop on here whatsoever. But again, for $2, a double CD, compilation, 80s hits, absolutely. Next up, another compilation album, Ultimate Disco 30th Anniversary. This was released in 2003, supposedly to commemorate the 30th anniversary, excuse me, of when disco started, so 1973. And it's good. It's got 30 tracks on here, double album. You know, we've got like Donna Summer and Call and the Gang, Gloria Gaynor, Rose Royce, Brothers Johnson, Van McCoy, Silver Convention, Commodores, Jackson 5, Village People, you know. Thelma Houston, Alicia Bridges. Yeah, you know, it's a lot of, most of the songs on here are classic disco. And again, I'm not passing up a double disco compilation album for $2, and it's in really nice condition too. And then finally, this is probably my favorite find. Well, I'll show it to you. Simon and Garfunkel Collected Works. This is a triple CD set, and it has all of their albums on it, all kind of crammed onto 3 CDs. And this is great. I already have the Bookends sort of anthology album that I've alluded to before, and that does have, I think, all or most all of the tracks on it. In fact, it probably has more tracks on it than this does, but I couldn't leave this sitting there for $2, a triple album. And the booklet in here is just beautiful. It's got a lot of pages in it, and it's just got like lyrics in it. It's got photos of the album covers, and yeah, it's Bookends. Yeah, I just I was like, I gotta get this for $2. I'm not leaving this sitting there. So yeah, I was really pleased to find that. I haven't played it yet. I'm gonna be curious to see how the sound quality holds up to the other set that I have, the Old Friends set. Did I call it Bookends earlier? I don't. A minute ago. Anyway, it's Old Friends, the other triple CD set that I have. That one was released later. That was released in like 97 or 98, something like that. And that's got the whole sort of, 360 sound or whatever Columbia called it back then. And so it's a later mastering, and so it may be that sounds better, but I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm going to be curious to listen to it. And I did get 3 cassettes as well from the Amvets store. And these are all just used blank tapes. There's nothing particularly special about them, but they were only 25 cents each, and they're all Type 2 chrome tapes. So actually, for 25 cents each, I can tape both of them. And this first one is really interesting. I hadn't seen this before. It's a Sony CD It high bias. I assume it has been taped on, but nothing's been written on the back. And it's in a really weird case. You pop it out like this. You just kind of take out the top of it. And interesting blue shell. I have no idea what's on this. So why don't we give it a listen? What the heck? Let's find out. Let's take out our Of Moose and Men tape that we had on earlier, and let's find out.
Down there too. But that's from Rumsfeld Romeo. That dummy ain't got a clue.
Just for viewing pleasure. Head down by the pier. Everything falls.
Sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know. The sound quality actually wasn't particularly good, so I'm gonna have to see what's up with that. I don't know. I'm playing, although I was just playing on my older deck, which was kind of which was released when Chrome tape was in its infancy. It might sound better on my latest Sony deck here, but anyway. And then these two. Oh, there's the 25-cent sticker. This is a TDK SA100 cassette, which apparently has Kenny G on it. So I'm not even going to bother giving that one a play test. But, you know, again, 25 cents for an SA100, you've got to pick that up. It's a really good tape. And then we have a classic Maxell XL2, again, Type 2 chrome tape. I don't know what this is. It says that it has Rasta beavers in the big house. That's what it says on the case, or on the J card rather, but the tape says Rhythm Jones on side A, and side B, Reggae, Ska, Blues and Dreams. So I don't know what Rhythm Jones is. Let's have a listen and find out. Sounds okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't intend to keep the recording. I'm sure I'll record over it, but yeah. You know, if you can find Type 2 cassettes that are, you know, decent brands, Maxell, TDK, if you can find the Type 2s at 25 cents a piece, even if they've been recorded on, what the heck? Like I said, you can always tape over them, which is what I'll be doing with these. So, yeah. So that's the haul. That's everything. Thanks for sticking with it. Like I said, I will be doing a separate video on those KGB homegrown albums. So watch out for that. That'll be coming up soon. And yeah, as always, guys, thank you for watching. Greg, thanks for the tip on the Amvets store. That was neat. I'm glad I went there. Yeah, they had some really interesting CDs, kind of a cool selection. So. Thanks as always, guys, for watching, and until next time. Bye-bye.